A very good morning to all of you, my friends. Myself, Milind Pawar. I am working as assistant professor of geography in K.K.Wagh Education Societies, K.K.Wagh Arts, Commerce, Science and Computer Science College, Kakasahebnagar, Taluka Nifad, District Nashik. I have qualified net set examinations, and today we are going to discuss in this video about the atmosphere which is designed by which is involved or which is taken by Pune University or which is designed by the Pune University for the FY/BSc syllabus for paper second, which is atmosphere and hydrosphere, introduction of atmosphere and hydrosphere. So today in this video I am going to discuss about the various mechanisms of heat transfer and what is meant by heat transfer. So we know that if we cook something on the gas, at that time if the utensil is not properly coated and it is put by one on the stove or gas, then if as a time passes and we try to pick it up from that gas or stove to the table, then at that time we feel heat. Okay. So how it happens? So we are going to analyze why this happened. So heat transfer is defined as: heat transfer is the process of transfer of heat from high temperature reservoir to low temperature reservoir. In terms of the thermodynamic system, heat transfer is the movement of heat across the boundary of the system due to temperature differences between the system and the surroundings. Okay. So the basic need is that there is a difference in the temperature of that system. So as air blows from high pressure areas towards the low pressure areas, like this way heat also transfer from the high heat gained areas towards the low heat having areas. So by this way this mechanism works. The heat transfer can also take place within the system due to the temperature differences at various points inside the system. Okay, there are some various points inside the system, and there is also difference in temperature one can see, and because of that temperature used to increase from higher areas to the lower areas of that system. So the difference in temperature is considered to be potential that causes the flow of heat, and the heat itself is called as flux. What it called as? It is called as flux. Okay, so this way one can know what is meant by heat transfer. So next to this, modes of heat transfer. There are some modes of heat transfer. So one by one we are going to go through it. So there are three modes of heat transfer between the two bodies. Conduction, one is conduction, second one is convection, and the third and another one is radiation. These have been described below. Okay, we are going to see them one by one. So first one is conduction. The transfer of heat between two solid bodies is called as conduction. It means for conduction there is a need of solid bodies. Okay, if there were no solid bodies, there is no conduction. So conduction is depend on the solidity of the substance. It depends on the difference in temperature of the hot and cold body. Example of conduction heat transfer is two bodies at the different temperature kept in contact with each other. Another example is heating one end of the metal like copper. Due to conduction heat transfer, the other end of the metal also gets heated. It means if two different heated bodies keep in contact, then heat from the more heated body is transferred to the less heated body. Okay, by this way also by conduction heat can transfer. And as we discussed that if we put any rod, the gas, one end of the rod, metal rod on the gas, and if we lighted it, then the another end of the metal is also get heated because of the conduction. Okay, so this is enough for conduction. Next is convection. So what is meant by convection? The transfer, let's see, the transfer of heat between the solid surface and the liquid is called as convection. Heat transfer. Let us considering a vessel of water being heated. In this case, heating of water due to transfer of heat from the vessel is convection heat transfer. As we know that if we put a vessel or a utensil full of water onto the gas, then the base part of that utensil is heated because of the flames, and hence the water which is at the topmost part of that vessel is heated alternatively. And why it get heated? Because of the movement, because of the convection, because of the movement of molecules of that liquid substance. Okay, so this is enough for the convection. Next to that is a radiation. What is, let's see that what is mean by radiation. When two bodies are at different temperatures and separated by distance, the heat transfer between them is called as a radiation. Heat transfer in case of the conduction and convection. Heat transfer, there is a media to transfer the heat, but in case of the radiation heat transfer, there is no media. That in both two examples, that conduction and convection there is a media, but in radiation there is no media. Earth is also heated by radiation because Earth is far away from the sun, then also it gets heated. Why it get heated? It is heated because of the radiation. Solar radiation is used to heat the atmosphere or the Earth's surface, and the Earth's surface used to heat by convection and conduction the atmosphere which is adjacent to it and which is held by the Earth because of its gravitational field. So there is no need of media in a radiation, but earlier two types of heat transfer or mechanisms of heat transfer, conduction and convection, they needed media to transfer the heat. So let's see, or let's go through this image that it depicts or it reveals or it shows us that how these three heat transfer mechanisms work. Okay, so you can see that one person who is holding or grabbing a utensil having a handle and which is kept or placed on the flames of gas, and from that gas the flames where there is no media and radiation occurs. Okay, and because of the radiation the utensil which is put on that gas is get heated, and that whole utensil or the whole vessel get heated, and hence the person who is grabbing the handle, it get also heated, and who can also came to know that because of conduction the heat is transferred from the base of the vessel up to the end of that handle. Okay, so by this way conduction works. And convection, So you can easily see that in that vessel there is a liquid and there are liquid molecules, and because of the heating due to radiation of that vessel, the vessel with the help of conduction used to heat that liquid part, and it gets circulate. Okay, there is a movement of molecules of that particular liquid, and hence all the liquid is get heated because of convection mechanism. So we have seen these three types of heat transfer mechanisms. One is conduction, another one is convection and radiation, in which we have seen there is no need of media for heating by radiation. I hope you have understood what I have discussed or what I have taught to you. So please, if you look it as helpful, then go through it, try to learn it hard, and try to write down in examination if it will going to ask. So try to like and try to subscribe my channel. So till then, thank you.